thing is spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more. You're just another tiny, momentary speck within an indifferent universe.
You think too little of yourself.
Oh, you think you see through me, do you? Well, you don't. But I see through you!
That was a clip from Doctor Strange, the latest movie from the Marvel Universe franchise. Benedict Cumberbatch brings comics Sorcerer Supreme to the big screen for his take on this and a look at this week's other new movies. I want to bring in Richard Crouse. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
To stop myself from saying Doctor Strangelove.
And thanks for putting that in my head because it's been there all week. But so Doctor Strange, 14th movie in the Marvel Universe. This is Benedict Cumberbatch, who, as we saw in that clip, spends a lot of the movie looking confused. Like, what's going on here is really his go-to look in this movie. He plays Steve Strange. He's a genius. He is a neurosurgeon who can heal anyone. Then, as we just see in the clip here, he has a terrible car accident, loses use of his hands, and after Western medicine fails him, he goes to Nepal, meets the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton, and some of her mentors, played by people like Chiwetel Ejiofor, and learns to control his mind to shift his reality. While he's doing all that, though, he picks up a certain set of skills that will come in handy when he has to protect the world from mystical forces. That's the story. I like this movie, though. The Avengers movies I've been really sort of up and down on, and he will eventually be folded into the Avengers family. This movie, though, feels like a comic book. It feels like you're watching a comic book come to life, and there is stuff in here as he gets into the mystical realm, because, of course, the Avengers protect us from physical threats. Doctor Strange and his mysticism will protect us from mystical threats. As we get into that realm, there's some really trippy stuff that will make your eyeballs dance.
Okay, so we gave Doctor Strange 4 stars.
And it's funnier than you think it's going to be.
And it's funnier. Yeah. Remember the Trolls? I forgot all about the Trolls until I read your movie review.
They were everywhere. They were like as ubiquitous as Pet Rocks, Gee, Your Hair Smells Terrific, all that kind of stuff from the 1970s. So they had that day glow kind of eraser head hair. They had
you'd put them on the end of your pencil and then swizzle your pencil that, and the hair would go wild.
That's right. And they decorated the shelves of every teenage girl's bedroom in the 1970s. Then they disappeared for a long time. They're back on the big screen now in a big animated movie starring Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake and John Cleese and all sorts of people. And the story is that the Trolls have escaped Bergentown because the Bergens, being as mean and awful as the Trolls are joyful, can only find true happiness by eating trolls. So they're like, we got to get out of here. 20 years later, the Bergens find them, and then it's a quest movie after that. It's a quest to find out what really makes you truly happy. It's a quest movie so that you will be introspective and have a look and realize that things that make you fleetingly happy aren't as important as the things that give you true happiness. So that's the message of the story. This movie is as colorful and wild as any kids' entertainment that I've seen, probably maybe the most psychedelic kids' entertainment since H.R. Puffin stuff. But it's pretty fun, so it's 3 out of 5 stars for me.
All right. Hacksaw Ridge. This is from Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson as a director. He doesn't appear in the film. So Andrew Garfield plays Desmond Doss. Desmond Doss is a real-life guy who enlisted in the Army in World War II, but as a conscientious objector. So he refused to touch any weapons. He really wanted to serve. He thought it was his duty, but he said, I will save people. Rather than killing people, I will be of service as a medic. He gets a rough time. They threaten to throw him into Leavenworth. They try and give him such a hard time that he quits. They just want him out. Although at the Battle of Hacksaw Ridge in Japan, which is an impossible battle, it seems. It's a 400-foot sheer cliff. They have to traverse that and then do hand-to-hand combat with the Japanese army. He distinguishes himself in battle and saves the lives of dozens of men. This is an interesting movie because it's an extremely violent movie about a pacifist. So you've got the old Mel Gibson conundrum. This charming guy that that can sometimes say terrible things. And this movie sort of speaks to that a little bit. But it is inspirational, and I think with November 11th around the corner that this might be a movie that people might want to have a look at. So 3 out of 5 stars.
Okay, the last one is Gimme Danger.
Gimme Danger is Iggy and the Stooges. So from in the early 70s, up until 1973, Iggy and the Stooges left a slug trail of disillusionment and disappointment all across North America and Europe before breaking up, and then eventually getting back together again. But in the 3 albums that they made, they kind of laid the groundwork for what would become punk rock. They are one of the most influential rock bands ever, and this is the story of their lives. Several of the members of the original band are gone now, but Iggy is still with us. He's 69 years old, and considering what he's done to himself, his memory is remarkable. He remembers details, funny stories. He's an engaging storyteller. I loved this movie because I love Iggy, and I just was happy to sit there for a couple of hours and hear him talk about the insane life that he had while he was in Iggy and the Stooges.
Yeah, you talk about his memory. It's just incredible he's still alive.
There's that too. He and Keith Richards
Whoa,
will
all right.
outlive us all.
Richard Crouse, thanks so much. See you next week.